So the topic of today's discussion is how we can able to define the routing and navigating through the various components. Now, to answer to the query of Ashwini, if I generate the menu or the navigation link in the app.component.html, okay, if I define the navigation menu in the app.component.html, there I specify the various links to navigate to the various components you define. And if you, by the click of that particular component, if you can able to navigate to that particular component, what you will say, you'll get the solution. But this is not that simple solutions over there. You have to define the routing module over here. You have to define the app.routing.module.ts. You have to make the coding over there. Means routing and navigation is not by default will happen in case of Angular. Angular is going to provide us the single page application. Now, single page application means in the app.component.html, if you can able to generate the navigation links to all the components, so from that navigation links, you can able to navigate to the all the components. So in one project, you have many components, that is correct. So what you have to do, we have to configure the app routing module and the app module so that we can generate the navigation links and able to navigate to the various modules, various components. So let us discuss this. Hope you understand the concept or understand the motive of today's topic, defining the routing and navigation using Angular, right? So I'm sharing my screen. What I'm going to do today, I'll be creating a project by the name ng new project I'm creating by the name of demo routing. Okay, ng new demo routing is a project name, and here you have to define the routing module. This is needed. Earlier, as routing was not the motive, we were just writing ng new project name and then the routing. Whenever it was asking whether you need a routing module, so we said no even. But right now, routing and navigation, routing means route, means browsing and navigating. Okay, so routing is a main concept, which obviously in case of Angular, as I said, it will develop a single page application. Single page application means from one page you can able to navigate to the all the components. Components means the project's parts. Okay, you may have the admin module or admin component, you may have the user component, you may have the different components available over here, so that all the components you can able to navigate through the routing and navigation over there. So I'm just going to create the ng new demo routing, and demo routing is my project name, and the routing model is making enable over there. I need to hit enter over here. It is going to take time. Okay, that we know. Then what we will do, let us draw in the meantime the application architecture. Here we know that the first call goes to the index.html, and from the index.html it will give a call to the default app component, and that is app, and this app component have a app.component.html. In the app.component.html, I'm going to produce a navigation links, routing and navigation links. And then I'm having various components. Maybe you have a login component, maybe you have a registration component, maybe you have a admin component. Now component means your sub part of your project. Okay, so from here you can go to this component, you can navigate to this component, you can navigate to this component, as well as you can able to navigate to this component as well as many components. Means now whenever you run the application, call goes to the index.html. Index.html will have a, in the body section you have a tag. If you can go through it, you'll find app root. Means by default it will give a call to the app component, and in the app component, that, as you know, that app is also a default component, which consists app.component.html, app.component.css, and the ts file. And whenever you add your routing module, then app.routing.module.ts, app.module.ts, these two files also getting added over there. So hope you know the hope you understand the application architecture now. Here in the routing and navigation, I am going to create the menu. I am going to get the navigation links, and after clicking on that navigation link, I should able to navigate to the various components. That is the objective. As I said, it is not going to happen default. We have to do a lot of settings and configurational setting and routing settings over there. Then we can able to achieve it. So that is what the motive of today's session, right? Let's get back to the project. Here it is asking for the CSS. I need to hit enter. And in this way, okay, we can able to define the single page application. Just try and understand whatever the terminologies. As you all know, this is very new, and maybe okay, you may not find the various references also available on the internet, okay, regarding the like various things. So you need to much more focus on, practice on, okay. And then like, okay, up till now what you did, you understand and learn what is CSS and how CSS can be built by using selector, your classes and IDs, and then apply into the into the HTML. So whenever you define the component, by default you will get the three files, HTML, and then you write the corresponding CSS, okay, and then CSS styling will be applied to your HTML. So in this manner you can define the module. By default you got an app module, and then you able to define various your modules also. Now, after that, my today's role is not to define any specific module. My today's role is to specify the navigation link and how we can able to navigate from one module, sorry, one component to another component, right? My package is going to create now for that new projects. For doing some experiments or going module by module, I am creating every time the new project. But in your case, like you may update your own current project as well. Better right now for the demonstration reasons, you can, if you can, firstly work it on the demo code. and then refer that all the things. It is going to take some time. Okay, so here we able to successfully create the project. Okay, so what we can do now, let us open this project in the demo routing. Okay, open this project in a VS Code. Now, when you open the project in the VS Code, what you will find? Let us discuss what is available now. In the source, you have a file called as we are discussing about index.html. Where is that file? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so in the index.html refers to the app root, and app root means the app component having the HTML file. Okay, as you know that this HTML file we don't need it. The default contents we don't need it, so we are going to update that. At the same time, app CSS is there, so CSS is blank, HTML is there. Now here we have to deal with the two files. Okay, app component.ts, app routing module.ts, app routing module.ts. This is the file to which we are going to work it on. App routing.module.ts. Here we have to define the routing module channel. I'll help you out. And then we have a app module.ts, app module.ts. So these two files we are going to work it on. Okay, app routing module.ts, and then I'm having app module.ts. These two files we are going to work it on. So, but before that, what we need to do, we need to create the components, because we haven't created any components up till now. This is the default project we create, routing project we create over here. So let us go to the create the project. You create the project, but now you need to create the component in it. So how to create the component? Ng gc component name. Let's say you write the component login. So login component will be generated. Generate command requires another project. Oh, sorry, we haven't switched to the project. Okay, that is demo routing. Okay, demo routing means you have to switch to the project. You created the project, now you switch to the project, and then you write ng gc, which generate component and login. Yes. Then we create the another component ng gc regi. Means two components we are going to create. That is, one is login and second is regi. Okay. Now let us go to the VS Code and check it out. What's happening. Okay. In the VS Code, what you will find. Look here. If you go to the app routing.module.ts, and if you add more, here you find the login module available. Login component available means login component is generated, and the regi component is generated over here. You already know that whenever the component generated, three files coding will be added. Okay, login, here it is login works now, is written by default, and in the regi works is defined now. Now, if you go to the app module.ts, okay, and just try to understand the code. Here you will find that import login component by whenever you add the component. Whenever you add the component, login component is defined and register component is defined, and their references, login and regi, these references are there. So here we have to make some settings. I'll be help out how to perform it. But before, we'll be going to the. We need to update this app.routing.module.ts. App.routing.module.ts. So here, what I have to update. Okay, we already have. We have to specify the import. These references of the two components. We have to specify. We have to specify the references of two. Import login component from login component and import regi component from regi component. In this manner, we are updating app.routing.module.ts firstly. You define these two, import the two components, login component, regi component, and then here in the routes, you have to specify the path of it, both the components. Okay, how to do it? Here, this is the way. Path equals to login, path of the component, that is login component, and component is login component, and second is the path of next component, that is regi. In this manner, you import the login component and registration component. Try and understand one thing. What we are going to try, we are actually generated components, and now we are planning to have a we are planning to have a navigation through this all the components over there. So we have to do the settings in the app routing module. Firstly, you have to import that login component, and from that all component over here, okay, you can refer this, and then you define the routes over here. Then what you have to do, here you have to write, because here you are importing also. Here you are also importing the component, and then app.model also having the import components over here. So basically here you need to export them. Export constant routing components and login component, comma register component. You have to export it over here. I'll help you out. What do you mean by routing component? Means you define the routing component. You define the constant as the routing components, and these login components as well as reg component. You have to export it. Now this is the setting for app.routing.module.ts. Now you go back to the app.module.ts. Okay. In the app.module.ts, these two components you imported, that you need to make a comment of. By default there are, and then import app routing module, comma, there you specify the routing component. Here it is. Means like which components you have to route, that you have to specify in the app routing module, and then you even remove this and specify the routing component. Check it out. Yes, you specify the declarations of the app component and the routing components. After that, that's it. No such things available now. Now what the changes you did, that you need to understand, that is in the app routing you specify, you import the login component and the registration component, and here you specify the path. Means if someone clicks on the login, it goes to the the login component. If someone clicks on the regi, that path is regi, and so you define the routing components over here. And as both the modules having the import, so we export from here routing components, login component, and regi component. And in the app module.cs, here we app routing module, we define the routing components over here. And here you got a from app.routing.module. It's like you are from the app.routing.module, you specify this routing component. Routing component is actually defined in a routing component is actually defined in a app.routing.module over here. From there, it take the references of various routes, login and regi. Anyway, now we need to check it out. I'm having a less than 1 minute remaining over there. So what we can do, guys? Okay, can we reconnect back again? We'll reconnect back again, guys. Okay. Hello. I'm having
Okay,
a maybe
Sashil.
less than 1 minute remains over there, so it's better. Okay, we reconnect back again, right? So please reconnect back again. Yeah. I'm going to end this meeting and reconnect back, please.